Welcome back to Inverted Aviators RC. Today we are flying the fully 3D printed Craycle stick. This is from the Craycle company, who makes a lot of different 3D printed planes, and they reached out to us a couple weeks ago saying, hey, do you want to build this plane? We said, yes, absolutely we do. And if you're very keen and been watching all of our content, you'll notice that this plane has white wings. The ones that we built in the live stream had black wings. I'll get into why that is in a little bit, but we are super excited to see how this plane flies under a 4-cell battery with, of course, no spar, no anything but 3D printed filament, and we're super excited. The flights are super fun. But yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so I'm going to try to trim this out. So I can fly straight. Actually, I think it's doing just fine. Let's get a little turn in here. So it's a very peaceful flyer so far. I'm running a 4-cell battery, which is on the list of recommended batteries to use, or at least the voltage. 4-cell, 3-cell, 4-cell. But so far I'm just kind of putzing around, just trying to see, how this plane handles. I'm on low rates. I just wanted to get it up in the air and just see how things go. I have a lot more throttle to work with if I want to, but I wanted to just keep it easy for now. But yeah, so far, very smooth. I'm using very little deflection, even though on all the control horns I put on the most deflection because that's what I like doing. But then I'm moving it very little. It feels very nice, very smooth. I think I'm gonna bring it into land here, switch out a battery, and then keep it up, keep flying, because it's very smooth. Like, I'm just using very little input, and I haven't used full throttle yet. I'll go around again. I feel a bug on my arm and it's bugging me. Hence the name. Yeah, this is super peaceful. Wow, nice landing, and the tall grass was not our friend there, but I'm gonna go grab it and then we can get another battery and get right back up in the air.
Some post-first flight thoughts. I was a little skeptical going into it with there being no internal spar, anything keeping the wing together other than tape, glue, and a little bit of screws. But after the first flight, I am really impressed at how this plane held up and how it flew, and it only needed a minor bit of trimming in the wings to get it to fly level and straight on half throttle, and it was really impressive to see how it goes. And this is just after one flight, so I can't wait to keep trying it.
Battery's only slightly warm. Again, I wasn't flying it super crazy, but the battery seemed to be handling it just fine. Let's move on to the next battery. There we go, and we're off again. I'm gonna try a little higher throttle here, as you can hear it. I also have a little bit of the filament bent up on the front, a little bit of structure I forgot to take off, but that's just fine. Man, it's a fun little flyer. It's pretty docile so far. I haven't tried aerobatics yet, but I want to. But just trying to get a nice feel for how it is if you want to just fly it really lax. Do a little roll maybe. Oh yeah, I handled it just fine. I'm not going to try the straight down dive quite yet, but if I just going inverted, hence the name, handles it just fine. What's amazing is this is just CA glue, a little bit of tape, but yeah, that's handling it just fine. Oh yeah. Well, I'm enjoying this plane so far. This is super cool. Again, we do have discount codes if you want to buy the parts or the physical kit. We've got codes for both, so make sure to use those if you do want to buy them. Links will be in the description. But yeah, you can print this whole plane for about $4 worth of filament after you buy the parts, of course. And then if something catastrophic happens, you can just reprint stuff and it'll just take a couple hours. You can get yourself back into the air, which is really cool. I love that aspect. Normally with foam planes, you have to add a little hot glue, a lot of other stuff, and the plane never really flies right after that. But with 3D printing, you can just get the parts back. I keep like doing these low passes because it's just so smooth. But I'm going to land, which means I'm going to land the other way, because I think the wind is actually going. It'd be better to land this direction. So I'm just going to fly this way. And we'll just do the normal long loop. I don't want to stall too much into this turn. You know what, going around seems like a good call. I don't know about you guys, but that was a little hot for my taste. So we're just gonna do the same thing. Try to go around nice and wide. Yeah, right into the grass. I think I'm just chopping the grass. All right, really cool. That's 2 batteries. I'm going to keep going because this is super fun.
So what you just saw is how the plane is supposed to fly when you build it correctly and follow what Craycle wants you to do. Here, I printed the wings in black PLA, mostly because I had it on the shelf and I figured, why not just use it? But as it sits here in the sun, black is very sun absorbent. You can see the wings melted and warped. And I figured, well, no big deal. That's what wings do, obviously. And so I figured I should just fly it.
You've got to be kidding me.
Or at least I wanted to fly it, but I had the motor on backwards. So I took it back to the shop, flipped the motor wires around, which is a really easy fix, but I didn't do anything about the melted and warped wings. I figured, well, it's still together, it's still screwed in place. Why not just let it rip? So I did what I normally do and just throttle up, and immediately it was a little shaky in the air, a lot shakier than what you just saw in those previous flights, and that's because the control surfaces were all out of whack, the wing itself was warped and bent in, and it made the experience a lot shakier, and I had to trim it out a lot more than I would have. I actually had an email with Craycle just talking about the plane and the building process, and they sent me a picture saying, hey, it looks like there's a little too much dihedral in your wing, you should probably fix that. And I thought, well, it just melted a little bit. It should still fly just fine. So what you're seeing here is a plane flying on a very melted and crooked wing, and it still flies just fine. Or at least it did before I tried to do a very high G turn after finally trimming it out.
There we go. Just need to be trimmed out a little bit. Oh, and broke something.
And because the wings were not well on anymore, a split right off and I crashed into the ground. Now, if this was flying a normal foam airplane like I normally fly, crashing it into this many pieces would have meant pretty much buying a new fuselage, buying a new wing, buying a new everything, because there's just so many pieces that hot glue would add so much weight, it would make this plane pretty much unflyable. But it did make for a pretty impressive crash here. But again, this was not due to the design. As you just saw, this plane flies just fine. When you actually put it together, you don't have a busted, melted wing. When you put it together right and respect the design that Craycle put together, this plane flies amazing. But I did have to go back and find the wings that sheared clean off. I'd have to run quite a ways away because it didn't conveniently crash by me. But this plane does fly when you operate it correctly. So there's part of the wing. You see it just sheared right off because it lost all of its structural integrity with the melting. And like I said earlier, if this was a foam plane, the rebuild would involve a lot of hot glue. For me, it just involved reprinting everything. And like I said in the previous video, it cost about $4, and this isn't reprinting everything. The tail actually was just fine, as well as the landing gear. So I just had to print the wings and the front part of the fuselage. All the electronics were totally okay, so I just unscrewed them from the old wing, put them into the new plane, and I was ready to get going again. It's really that simple, which is something I love about 3D printing planes.
Keep rolling with it because it's flying so well. Like, that's low. I guess it's not that low, but boy, it just gets up nice and smooth. I'm using a lot of power to climb. You can cut it back just to kind of look around. Hopefully you can see in the stick cam how little anything I'm giving it. Like, I'm just barely touching it just because I want to be graceful. And then a little roll the other way, a little double roll. But man, this is just, it's nice and smooth. It's got very big control surfaces. The ailerons are pretty darn large and there's no flaps, but that just means you get a lot of deflection even on low rates. Like, I guess I can give high rates a try. All you're gonna get is a little more twitchy. But yeah, I went for the low rates, just keeping it nice and smooth. I keep trying to do these nice low passes. You also see that the wings I have are white. And the original, live stream, they were black. And when I initially went out to fly it, I sat it out in the sun just like I'm doing now. And I sat out there for just a couple minutes while I was setting up, and the entire wings warped. Just because they're completely solid black platforms in the sun, absorbed a lot of heat. And when I touched it, it was actually kind of warm or kind of hot to the touch. And so it kind of warped the wings. Then I went, well, I don't want to fly with super warped wings. So I just took it back, reprinted the wings, which again took a couple hours and like $1. Then took the electronics out of the black wings, put them into the white wings just so it wouldn't absorb as much heat. And now we're back. So like a day later with less heat absorbent wings, and it's flying just like expected. So like, that's such a cool aspect of this, the 3D printing hobby, is like, well, I want a different color for whatever reason. Let me just go print it quick and we're back. I just love that aspect. Let's see if I can get a little. But man, it's a fun flyer. It's so easy to fly. It's smooth. I keep saying smooth, which is the only adjective that comes to mind. It's like the cool counter of the digital head tracking. But it's just easy to fly. Like, I'm not doing a whole lot. There's no safe, there's no AS3X. It's just a 4-channel Spectrum receiver, but it's one of those small 4-channelers that don't have safe or anything. But it's just easy. I keep doing these low passes because I think they look cool. But yeah, if you're looking to get a nice plane, see the vertical capability? Man. So if you go with 4-cell with this plane, I'm guessing you get pretty darn vertical, just because it's so punchy and this plane is so light. There's also, you could print this in lightweight PLA. They said on that manual I've talked about a couple times. You could print this in lightweight PLA to make it an indoor flyer, I think they said, or if you just want it to be super light, which might be something we try because we got a whole big spool of green lightweight PLA we got a long time ago. I guess it's Overture Air PLA, so is that the same equivalency? Not really sure. But yeah, I might printing this in Lightweight PLA, that might be cool. But it's just so, it's so powerful for how light and how easy it is. But man, all right, let me pass around this way. That thing really rips. Like, I don't do full throttle all that much in general, but like when you want to, this thing can really just go by. I'll do another loud low pass. That is amazing. Wow. Jeez. Well, I'll come in and land. I got one more battery after this. Maybe I go very aerobatic just to test its capabilities. Let's see if I can get a nice little landing in here. Oh, that one was a little firm. Hit the brakes, now we're back. I would not be surprised if I just landed a little too hard. All right, one more battery, let's do it. I'm gonna be very surprised if nothing's broken because I landed that hard. I was trying to be smooth with it and I turned out to be the least smooth. Battery, not hot, like very easily touching it. Let's do a quick damage report because I landed hard. I mean, all that's broken is this part split, but that's not like structural. Like if I just put a bead of hot glue over that or a CA glue and like, that's just fine. Everything is looking good. So we got one more battery and I said I was gonna be aerobatic. So let's do that quick. I'm excited about how it's flying. It even took one of my classic, very hard landings like a champ. Like the wheels are still fine. Oh, there we go. That's the damage. Is it in there? Screws. Like you see that? That's what I broke off. Part of the spinner. That is ridiculous. Keeping it mighty still, but I think it's time. There's a bug on my arm. Please get off. All right, starting like we always do, just ripping around, but I'm gonna turn high rates on, which low rates was 85% throw. That's 100%, which is mighty flippy. Man, I'm like half trying to stress test this, but I want to keep flying it, so I'm not trying to like push it too hard. But I'm giving it more gas than normal. I'm turning with a little higher G than I have in the past flights. It's handling it just fine. It's really impressive. Cut it back down to about half throttle. As you can just see, as I go lower throttle, you can kind of see the vibrations in the camera a little bit more. Not that that's anything I can really control, but... that is fun. It really goes so fast. I don't think... Well, I've flown a 4-cell battery, a plane with 4 cells, like the Corsair, the Timber X are all 4-cell. But this seems like a UMX 4-cell, but like a big battery. Like, again, I guess I've flown 4-cell with UMXs, but this is like a proper quad battery 4-cell, very punchy, very lightweight plane. And boy, it's just handling it. Without any spar, without really anything other than CA glue, tape, hopes and dreams, and it's handling it. Handling my erratic flying. Get another low pass this way. All right, this battery, I want to test like the voltage of these batteries after I'm done, because I'm cutting them pretty early to play it really safe and not accidentally, you know, lose battery like I did with the Timber X. But still, like, the batteries aren't hot. It's only one engine. Normally this battery is used to powering 4 for a quadcopter. So I guess I'll give it another little pass here, a little slow pass. See if I can putz around low throttle. And I'll try to bring it in for a landing here. Man, I'm a big fan of the Craycle stick. This thing is crazy in just how easy it was to print, how easy it was to assemble, and how nice it flies on 4-cell. Like, this is crazy. So I've made a whole video tutorial on the building process. I've live streamed how that went. It's super fun. It's crazy how well this flies. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This has been Inverted Aviators RC. Let us know if you want us to try any more of the Craycle planes, the 3D files, building them, because I'd love to live stream and print and just add everything like I did to this plane, because this is crazy fun and a great addition to the RC hobby. So yeah, let us know. Thank you again to Craycle for helping and partnering with us on this project. It's super fun. I can't wait to get this guy back in the air, but unfortunately, I've spent all 4 of my batteries. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Inverted Aviators RC, and stick around for more videos like this.